Wow, when we talked about foreign policy becoming what's going to happen this term, what's going to be most important is I never expected it before the term would officially begin. I mean, it's just getting crazy. The president-elect is just shooting off Twitter shots. Wow. I mean, when we wrote that Donald Trump the black swan, now hopefully it'll just be a swan, but he's definitely the man shaking things up. Let's see what's going on here. He's talking nuclear weapons and trying to upgrade our nuclear arsenal. Well, President Obama's talked about that for the longest time, and the problem is that nuclear arsenals go bad, and you got to upgrade it or it'll go bad. So it's going to be a lot of money, and they've been talking about it. And this is what we were talking about: all this money going to defense. I've been saying this for years. It was going to happen. It was going to be one of the main things that was going to kick our economy up and roll. And gosh, I'll pull out all the tapes, all the videos for you to let you see we're talking about that. But it's just happening it's like accelerating so quickly. I can't believe it. So it's going to be like $1 trillion to be able to upgrade our nuclear arsenal. That's got everybody worked up, but we're going to have to do it. China and Russia's doing it. We're going to have to do it. North Korea's building. We're going to have to do it. Then you look at the tweet attacks on China, and the letter he gets from Putin, the thug, and so they're buds, like we said. China friend, China enemy, Russia friend. It's becoming more and more obvious. We're just going to be having it out. But I'll tell you, when you look at some of this stuff and some of the stuff we raised earlier, and I've always felt, I mean, why is Google and everybody over there? I mean, they go over there and LinkedIn, and then they agree to censorship. They agree to be totally censored. And at the same time, the Chinese take their companies and they favor their companies and let their companies get big, like Alibaba and Tencent and all these guys. And our guys get like nothing. And you got to kiss their butt and you got to beg and you got to do all this so you get nothing. At the same time, you have to turn over all of your information about whatever it is you're selling to the Chinese so they can copy it and steal from us. And at the same time, everything stays small. You don't make much money, and they can shut you down anytime. I don't care how big the market is. I don't know why anybody wants to go over there and deal in China, because there ain't no dealing. It's a autocratic, not communist, just an autocratic dictatorial government. Period. Like Russia. There's just nothing to sell there, so nobody wants to go over there. So there's kind of the issues we're going to have to deal with. As they've been militarizing the South China Sea, it's just going to get bigger and bigger, and here we go. And the man who everybody thinks is going to be an isolationist is going to be very heavily involved in foreign affairs, because he's going to say, "Quit stepping on me. Don't tread on me." Look for that old flag for the Revolutionary War. It's just going to be happening. So we have that. And at the same time, you got President Obama trying to do everything he can to muck up what President-elect Trump wants to do. But I'll tell you, I do not agree with us if we're going to be going into this there's this United Nations a bill they're trying to pass, which basically doesn't slap, but basically calls Israel an outlaw. Of course, they don't talk about Syria or the thug or China or any of the others who are killing, destroying all these other countries and killing their own people and flushing them down the toilet, and so nobody sees them anymore. But the United States has always taken the position that it will veto this kind of stuff. Now, President Obama, with the backing of John Kerry, who was the biggest joke of all time, and then President Obama, as we've been clear, his foreign policy has been tragic, is now wishes to change our foreign policy and then have nothing to do with it. I mean, if President Obama really believed this, he should have done it 2-3 years ago, when he could have followed through on this type of a bill and then seen how he could move Israel along to make it work. But no, it's a whole lot easier to try to change American foreign policy radically, whether you agree with it or not, but radically with 20-some days left in your term, and then you take off, you head for the Highlands. I mean, come on. That's called gutless. That's just as bad as anything else the president did, except for his red line with Syria when they were dropping chemical weapons, and he did nothing about it. And that's what led to this Aleppo absolute destruction, which is on President Obama and is on Secretary of State John Kerry. He can't leave it. History is going to put it around their necks, because that's where it belongs. But things are happening. We're rocking. It's sure making for a lot of interesting stuff to talk about. So we'll be talking with you later. Peace.